I had this sudden realization and I wanted to put it into words before I forget. Okay, so damn, this is not stuff I talk about. It just swirls around in my head. My mother was a rageaholic. She was not an alcoholic, or she didn't do any kinds of drugs. She just drank a lot of coffee. But she was always a very angry, reactive person. I think she's probably like borderline personality, narcissistic abuser. And of course this is a legacy, like she comes by this behavior. Honestly, I didn't want that to be my situation, but it's affected me in different ways. I realized just a couple minutes ago I was thinking about how I would do things to try to make her life easier, like anticipating how I could prevent her from being so angry. I don't know if it really worked. I don't remember ever really getting thanks for the things I would do, but it's not like it's making someone happy by doing stuff. I was just trying to anticipate and dispel some of the tension that could be occurring in the house. But now as a result, I've spent my adult life unable to find love or like real authentic friendships and relationships, and I think part of it is because when I care about people I really start to love bomb them in ways that I guess is off-putting, and I trained myself to be this way through my childhoods, trying to prevent difficult situations. It's not right that everyone else needs to walk around eggshells on the abuser, around the abuser. I mean, it's how's a child supposed to confront someone? Like, it took me a long, I don't know how long, when did I realize that it was not a normal household? I don't know. It was very normalized that my life, a lot of my life was just, I felt real, almost terror when she was home. I felt a great deal of relief when she was at work, because then I knew that I was safe from whatever was going to potentially occur. But I was always very on edge, and it took me years after I left that house before I could stop like having startled reactions to anything. Every little thing would upset me. I've always been very anxious. A few years ago, because of my MS, the doctor put me on gabapentin, which has a secondary effect that it can help with anxiety disorders. And honestly, the first time I took it, I had no idea I could feel so okay. Like, I felt okay for maybe the first time in my life. Of course, the profundity of that, like, it doesn't continue. I was hoping, like, oh my god, what if I could feel this good all the time? But it's I'm very sensitive to different drugs and medications and things, so I guess I just had a really strong initial reaction. But now that I'm no longer naive to the drug, it's keeps me on a level where I am able to cope a little better, deal with my pain a bit better. Yeah, I had another thought in my head, but it's gone. Anyway, yeah, it's just amazing how the things that happen to a person as a small child get really imprinted and creates a program that's almost like you can't rewrite it. I've been trying my whole life to figure out what's wrong with me. Why am I so inept at life? I mean, the situation could be worse, and I'm feeling sorry for myself right now, so I don't think I'm being over dramatic, though. It's really sad to me that I was always very smart and good in school, but I had no confidence because of how I grew up. And like, how else would my life have been if I didn't have these obstacles, like my health problems, my emotional problems, my mental problems, depression and anxiety have always been a part of my life. Like, the first time I had suicidal ideation, let's put it that way, I was like less than 10 years old. A little kid who shouldn't have to feel that way. I think I'm probably bipolar. I mean, based on my history of mania as well. There's a certain frequency that it needs to occur within for diagnostic criteria, but I don't think I need to be medicated for that. I'd rather find strategies to function better, because I'm like barely, but I'm a functional adult. Like, I pay my bills, I have jobs, I take care of my kids. But I wish it could have been different, and I wish I could find a way to just feel good about myself. Well, they say confidence is a product of action, so at least I'm doing this. And I'm glad that I had this thought. It hadn't occurred to me until like today, which seems so obvious and simple to say. Like, you're used to being a people pleaser, so of course you're going to try to please everybody. And that's not to say that I go out of my way to just help everybody, but the people I feel close to, or the people that I have to be close to, I make a point of being a good person, presenting myself that way. I think I'm a good person, but what do I know? Just doing too much, trying too hard to present affection. I try too hard. But I'm shy and I keep away from people generally. So it's not like I'm trying to be everything to everyone, so I didn't clue in that I have this thing with being extra about displaying affection. Or I come across weird communicated in strange ways, I guess, that aren't normal. What is normal? I don't know. There's no such thing, right? Okay, well, I guess that's it, really. I don't want to, because it's hard for me to keep a train of thought going about this stuff because I get really ruminative, or I'm trying to process it all. Like I think I've told you before, my processing speed is pretty slow. Trying to fix that or work on that. Does anyone know anything about methylene blue? This is my next thing I might try. Done so many things to try to help with my cognition, like ginkgo, lion's mane, mushrooms. I fiddled with ginseng for a while. It really helped with physical energy, but it increased my pain issues, so that wasn't a good permanent solution. It worked okay for med surge, but then that skin burning thing got worse. Correlation versus causation, I don't know. I just know that that was my experience, and since then I'm really careful with ginseng, so I'll just say goodnight. Sun's going down, the cat's enjoying the end of the day. And I'll see you next time. Toodles.